Hi everyone, this is Cooking with Kurt. Today my husband Donald and I are going to show you how to make an Oreo cookies and cream cheesecake. An Oreo cookie crust encases a light and creamy cheesecake with whole Oreos baked into it. It's then topped with an Oreo cookie mousse and finished with a chocolate drizzle and rosettes.
That sounds delicious. Oreo cookies are one of my favorite cookies, and I know this is going to be amazing. In addition to me requesting this recipe was requested by a lot of you. Thanks so much for your requests, and we hope you like this video.
We're going to start by letting 2 large eggs, 3 bars of full-fat cream cheese, and 1 cup of full-fat sour cream come to room temperature. Place an oven rack on the lower third position and preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Also start to prep a large pot of water for the water bath. Now, for the star of the show, the Oreo cookies. Twist apart the cookie halves and scrape out the filling into a bowl. Do this for 30 Oreo cookies. Set the filling aside for now. Add the 60 cookie halves into a food processor and pulse until it looks like fine crumbs. This should make about 2 cups of Oreo crumbs. Transfer the Oreo crumbs into a medium-sized mixing bowl. Add 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar and whisk these together. Then add 5 tablespoons of unsalted butter that has been melted and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Mix these together until they are well combined. Take a 9-inch springform pan and lightly butter the bottom and the sides. Transfer the Oreo crumb mixture into the springform pan and press the mixture into the bottom of the pan and about 1 inch up the sides. I like to use the bottom of a measuring cup to pack it in just tight enough so that they stick together, but not too tight that the resulting crust is too hard. Set this crust aside in the freezer while preparing the cheesecake filling so the crumbs set. In the bowl of your stand mixer, add in 2.5 bars, about 20 ounces total, of room temperature cream cheese and 3/4 cup of granulated sugar. With a paddle attachment, mix these together on medium-high speed till it looks smooth. Wrap the remaining half bar of cream cheese in its original wrapping and set it aside at room temperature for now. When the mixture looks smooth, stop the mixer. Add in 1 cup of full-fat sour cream, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1.5 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Continue to beat on medium speed until everything is well combined. Then, one at a time, add in the 2 room temperature eggs, making sure that the previous egg is fully incorporated before adding the next one. Make sure to scrape down the bowl after the addition of each egg. Place 6 Oreo cookies on the bottom of the prepared Oreo crust in the springform pan. Pour half of the cheesecake batter into the springform pan. Place another 6 Oreo cookies on top of the batter. Then pour the remaining half of the batter into the prepared crust and tap the pan on the counter a few times to bring all the air bubbles to the surface. Take a large roasting dish. Today we're using an 11 by 15-inch roasting tray that's 2 inches high.
You can use any size pan you like, so long as the springform pan fits inside it.
Place 2 large sheets of aluminum foil over the large roasting tray. Place the springform pan in the center of the foil and fold up the foil so that it creates a high 2-layer wall of foil that is hugging the sides of the springform pan and overshooting a bit in terms of height, about 1 inch or so higher than the walls of the springform pan. It's important that there are no holes or tears in the foil so water will not leak into the cheesecake. The 2 layers of foil will help to ensure this. With a 9-inch springform pan in the center of the large roasting tray and the wall of aluminum foil in place, place the roasting dish on the lower third rack in your preheated oven with the roasting dish not pushed all the way in. Do not close the oven door yet. When the roasting dish is in the oven, pour boiling water in the roasting dish so that it goes up about 1 inch high, creating a water bath for the cheesecake. The springform pan with the cheesecake should be heavy enough to weigh it down and it will not float in the water. Very carefully, So water doesn't slosh around, push the roasting dish further into the oven so it is centered, and close the oven door. Pouring the boiling water while the roasting dish is already in the oven will avoid having to carry the heavy dish with boiling water inside it. We're going to bake this cheesecake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 minutes until it is almost done.
The cheesecake should mostly hold together but still have a lot of jiggle to it in the center. You don't want it to be completely firm at this stage.
Leaving the oven door closed, turn off the heat and let it rest in the turned off oven for 1 hour. After resting in the turned off oven for 1 hour, remove the water bath from the oven and carefully lift the cheesecake out of the water. Be careful as water could still leak into the cheesecake at this point. Let the cheesecake finish cooling to room temperature on a metal rack uncovered.
While the cheesecake is cooling, we're going to prepare the Oreo cookie mousse. In the bowl of your stand mixer, add in the remaining half bar, which is 4 ounces of cream cheese, the Oreo filling that was separated from the cookie halves earlier, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. With the paddle attachment, beat them together on medium speed until they are smooth. Stop the mixer and add in 1 cup of very cold heavy cream. Beat for about 1 minute until the cream cheese and heavy cream are well combined. Scrape down the bowl and paddle attachment. Switch to the whisk attachment and continue whipping on medium-high speed until the frosting holds stiff peaks. Detach the bowl from the stand mixer. Take 2 Oreo cookies and roughly chop them into small, crumbly pieces. Add them to the whipped cream mixture and fold the Oreo pieces and crumbs into the whipped cream mixture. Then, using a mortar and pestle, crush 1 Oreo cookie into a very fine powder. Add this Oreo powder into the mixture and fold it in until it makes a uniform Oreo cookies and cream mousse. Place the room temperature cheesecake on a revolving cake stand. Carefully add the Oreo mousse on top of the room temperature cheesecake. Using an offset spatula, smoothen the top as much as possible, making sure it goes all the way down to the walls of the spring-form pan. Put this in the fridge to chill completely for a minimum of 6 hours, preferably overnight. Now we're going to work on the final component, the chocolate ganache. Take a microwave-safe bowl, add in half a cup of heavy cream, and microwave for 1 minute till the heavy cream is steaming. Add in 4.5 ounces, which is about 3/4 of a cup, of dark or bittersweet chocolate chips into the hot, heavy cream. Let it stand for 1 minute, then gently whisk until the chocolate chips are completely melted and there are no lumps. Cover with plastic wrap. Refrigerate this for a minimum of 6 hours, preferably overnight, together with the cheesecake. The next day, or when the chocolate ganache and cheesecake are chilled, transfer the chocolate ganache mixture to the bowl of your stand mixer and add in 2 tablespoons powdered sugar. Using the whisk attachment, beat it on medium-high speed till it becomes fluffy and forms stiff peaks. It should look something like this.
Now we're ready to decorate the cheesecake. Unlatch the springform pan and carefully lift off the sides, revealing the beautiful Oreo cheesecake. Now if you're like me, you'll want the edges to be straight. Place your cheesecake on a revolving cake stand. Take an offset spatula and press it against the edges of the Oreo cookies and cream mousse so that it's flush with the walls of the Oreo cookie crust while rotating the revolving cake stand. Then flatten out the top surface in the same way so that everything is as smooth and even as possible. Attach a coupler to your piping bag so that we can switch to different tips easily. Start with a small round tip. Today I'm using a number 3 tip attached to the coupler. Transfer the whipped chocolate ganache frosting into the piping bag. Create drizzles on top of your cake in whatever pattern you like. I like making overlapping circles of different sizes in a somewhat random pattern. Then switch to a large star tip. Today I'm using a number 1M tip. Create rosettes of chocolate ganache around the top surface of the cake, right at the edge of the cake. Keep this cheesecake refrigerated until ready to serve. And there it is, an Oreo cookies and cream cheesecake. Oreo cookies baked into a light and creamy cheesecake, layered with Oreo mousse and finished with a chocolate ganache. Ang sarap.
Yum.
Mm-mm. So good. The whole Oreos baked into the creamy cheesecake create such a nice variation in texture.
It's like one of my favorite cookies has come to life in a giant cheesecake form. Love it.
Thank you so much for watching. Please let us know in the comment section below if you're planning to make this Oreo cookies and cream cheesecake. Send pictures of creations on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Links below. And if you like this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Cooking with Kurt.
And don't forget to click on the bell so you get notified when we post new cooking videos. And for our written recipes and more, check out cookingwithkurt.com.
Maraming salamat!